Thank you, Hazel. There's nothing like the final.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Of the World Championship here at the Crucible.
Judd Trump to break.
And Judd Trump, who produced one of the most outstanding performances seen here in a session last evening, has given him this big lead. John Higgins, well, he's just got to play frame for frame, Ken, and hope that he wins this session. Nothing less will do, I fear.
Yeah, of course. Big session here, and of course he needs a fast start, doesn't he, John? Needs a very fast start, and just that session last night, I mean, it was the most incredible session of snooker I've witnessed in the final here, the World Championship. Judd Trump was putting them off the lampshade, as they say. Fantastic array of shots and shot making, John. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, I've had a few people on the phone to me saying it reminded them of Alex Higgins at his very best, some of the shots he played. And that is some compliment. But he has got his own style of snooker, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he certainly has. I think if anybody could make a comeback, it's certainly this man. 4 times, of course, he's lifted the World Championship. And he's got all the experience, and it'll be interesting to see how well Judd can play, how well he can follow it up as well. It's never easy to follow up a session like that.
Yes, and in a way, I think that's what John will be hoping for. I don't think he can get right back in this match without a little bit of help from his opponent.
I do like the way Judd Trump is, as well as his break building and potting, John, but his safety game, he's become a lot more mature over the last couple of seasons. And it's made him such a stronger player. He's had a wonderful season already this year. Played it as a shot to nothing there, John. Again, Judd Trump trying to get up behind yellow and brown here. Doesn't want to leave a possible pot for John into this bottom right hand corner pocket. Just having a look at these 2 reds after the shot, that there isn't a red going near this bottom right hand corner pocket.
Too thick. So first chance, John Higgins. This red to the right corner, the black is available to the opposite corner. But he's going to have to cue this nicely to hold for the black.
Wonderful shot. And as you said, John, you have to cue that superbly well. Just to hold the cue ball. excellent opener.
Eight. Nine.
Decided to go into the red. It's just come a little bit awkward.
16.
If he's got a natural path for the cue ball, no problem, but he's having to stun around the back of the black, I feel. Beautifully
17.
played. Hampered like that.
This would be an interesting shot. Will he go up for blue or try and come back for the black? He's back
25.
for the black, and that will tell you a little story in itself. Could have easily gone up for blue, but this will be 4 reds, 4 blacks when this goes in. He's okay. He's played that cannon nicely. Held for this red into the bottom right hand corner pocket. He can play a little cannon when potting this. Just on the red to the right of it.
$33.
Oh, he's played that really nicely. Yeah, good shot. Purposely played the cannon. And John, we said he's going to need a fast start. You think? 5 reds, 5 blacks?
Well, the fact that he could have played a red and run through for the blue and screwed back for the black, as you noticed, it tells me he's got maximum in mind.
$41.
Not the best angle on this black. Screw black a little bit for a red to the left centre pocket. Got a little angle, he could stun it out. Yeah, played for just for the red to the left centre. So again, these are very tough pots into
48.
These middle pockets. But he'd be screwing back for black, as you can see. Excellent shot. Lovely angle on the black as well. They're getting excited, his family. Oh, beautiful.
Couldn't have broke any better.
56.
He's knocked another red near the side cushion, but a couple more reds and blacks. The frame will be safe. So
57.
all eyes will be on the maximum. £50,000 for the maximum break, plus a £10,000 bonus for the high break. So £60,000 in all.
$64. $65.
After this black, just one more red to secure the frame.
Yeah, and once this red goes in, he can relax.
72.
Frame will be over. And just as you said, John, the 2 reds on the right hand side, close to the right hand side cushion, they'll be problems. Plenty of room at the one that's closest to the right centre pocket. There's plenty of room to get in behind that, but the one that's very close to the right-hand side cushion, that may be the most difficult.
7-2.
This has been a wonderful break so far.
Just a little bit tweaks in between. But he should be able to control it. Position on the black.
81.
Little grimace, obviously come just off straight the wrong side, or wherever there you see it. So run round off 2 cushions. Needs to judge the pace of this well. Kiss on the pink could help. A little flick. Not quite.
88.
Yeah, I think that's what he was hoping for. Nice kiss on the pink there. He was on red to the right centre. Just have a look at the cue ball here. Just missed the pink. So he's got to judge this maybe off 1 cushion. It's there now, and he's hard for the black. Maybe a bit straight, but excellent pot. That was beautiful control, John.
He never ceases to amaze me, this man. Unbelievable. Bang up against it as he is. You wouldn't think so. Now then. If he runs past that red, he won't mind. Well, he'll have to play 1 down the cushion. He's going to have to play it sometime. And he's got a nice angle on it.
96.
But for the cheeks tells you it's not easy.
I suppose the only good thing here, Johnny, just has to play it as a nice pace. Doesn't have to hit this too hard. Just
One of the tricky reds out of the way. Black for the century. But he's hoping for more than that. His 12th century of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. Another 10 up.
104.
97 now, Ken.
that's incredible, yeah. Could have 100 centuries before this match is finished. Now, John came around. Quick look at the, not this red, the second red, one that's close to the cushion. Gets a nice angle on this black. Needs to slow up, slow up. Oh, just ran off a little bit.
This is going to be a little bit awkward. If the brown was on its spot, I don't think you'd have any problem missing it and dropping in behind this red, but he's got to miss the cannon on the brown. Of course, pot the tricky black. Gotta miss the brown! It was just in the line.
112.
Okay, Wizard, show us something.
Well, what way does he play this? Having a little joke with his opponent, that's nice to see. Judge Trump will be willing, John Higgins, to make this as well. No doubt about that. Is he going to play the double, or is he going to play it into the corner? He's going to play it. Get in! Oh, what a shot! What a shot!
Unbelievable! Retains one of the best doublers in the professional game. Just taking a deep breath. He has finished absolutely inch perfect on the black.
Quietly, please.
Oh, would you believe it?
John Higgins, 113. Wonderful.
Well, a standing ovation anyway.
So John Higgins breaks off in this second frame, telling the crowd they were far too loud and got us all excited. But what a magnificent attempt. And we said he needed a fast start. That was certainly one way to start, John.
It was absolutely magnificent, and what a pity he didn't complete the job. You always feel a little bit aggrieved as a player because you feel your opponent is trying to find the baulk cushion, not the baulk line. You could say that the green has come to judge rescue here. And there's Judd talking to the crowd, and yeah, so that's how relaxed he is, and he was enjoying the attempt at the maximum just as much as everybody.
Yeah, just put a little line up there, John. Just he might just trickle into the park there. He's got to hit this full ball. Doesn't want to slide off it. He's okay. He got lucky. Yeah, it was nice for Judd to having a little chat with Ben Sizer there. He's been here all 17 days. Loves the snooker. What I saw was really nice. Judd Trump, he was clapping in his chair, John.
Yeah.
In his, for John Higgins. He was willing them on.
And I think probably the first time ever when John Higgins broke off in this frame, he had a smile on his face. You don't often see that. But we know what a great competitor John Higgins is. And, you know, that first frame, okay, he didn't make the maximum, making a century. He's had his hand on the table, he's got his cue arm going. But he's got to produce his best, and he knows it.
Yeah, that was his 150th Crucible century, would you believe? Incredible. His 12th of this year's championships. And a good shot.
Yeah, and the Reds have opened up. So you feel whoever wins this tactical exchange will have a good scoring opportunity.
Yeah, you'd like to get this cue ball over behind the yellow this time. Just trying to block the path down this right hand side. He hasn't managed to achieve that and may have left the red. Not straightforward though to get back out. Just got to find the gap when potting this. Back up for blue or ball colour. Yeah, it wasn't straightforward. Had to straighten the cue ball up. Didn't manage to do that, so he's not on the pink. But trying again. You're not on a colour, you take your medicine. You got to make sure you keep your opponent on that ball cushion. Somewhere behind the yellow, off the brown.
Yellow ball.
Well, he's taking the yellow, but he really wants to be on the left-hand side here. Tight to that ball cushion,
Trump,
and he's
point.
managed to achieve that excellent shot.
Great line, but he's knocked a red to the corner. Does he get the cover with the brown? He doesn't. It was a great effort. There's a lot of trouble there. Got the cue ball back to baulk, but as you see, left a pot on.
One. Yeah.
Well, there you see the pot. Didn't want that kiss on the red, but does this blue pot past the yellow? He's getting the cue ball clean, so it must do. It's pretty straight. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. All the way. And this was where Trump really has got to keep the concentration.
7.
Make the most of this opportunity. Doesn't want John Higgins dictating and setting the pace in this last penultimate session.
12.
I think pink and black will both pot into the left corner pocket, but you can't get on them just now. Back up for blue.
13.
A little bit short, but I think if he screws back and leaves himself straight on the red to the right of the black, then he can pot the black and get the black on its spot. Well, he's running through, so he must have a slight angle. He forced it, but that's not perfect. He's got the red to the left
18.
middle, but it's a very precise positional shot he's going to have to play.
Well, let's see, can he find this little gap here? No, decide to go around.
19.
Out of position. That's not good. And the break.
Yellow ball. Trump 19.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that. Pure theatre. Now, John Higgins now needs a good safety shot to try and gain the initiative. Once again, he's knocking a red to the corner. Does it go in this time? No, it does.
1.
Well, last night he tried to roll up to a green and was well short.
Brown ball.
He's playing the brown this time. It's not a roll up. He's going to try and get the cue ball back to the ball cushion. Well, decided to roll in behind the green this time.
John Higgins 1.
But he didn't want the little roll up behind the brown we saw. Yesterday he was quite a bit short behind the green. But it's not a good shot.
Well, we say this game is all about fractions. Another roll, and he'd have had Judd snookered behind the green, but he didn't, and he left a possible pot. And the form that this man's in, it's a dangerous thing to do.
I'd like to get on that red left of the pink into the right corner pocket. Not quite sure of the angle. Maybe having a look at potting the brown and maybe cannon into the pink and black. It's a big target. Could hold for a red into this left corner pocket. He's going for the cannon on the black. Needed a fuller contact, but could have been on
5.
red into this corner, or this red that he's going to attempt into the left centre.
Judge Trump, 5.
Well, I said the way the balls were situated, the one who gets the first chance could be a good scoring opportunity. That's 3 chances now Judd's had and not made the most of them. Can John Higgins just play a safety, get his man in trouble and get a chance himself?
Once again from John Higgins, not close enough to this ball cushion. Possible red to left corner pocket. And he's got that red there. He's also got the red down this left hand side of the table. We've seen so many shots over this championship, but particularly in that session last night, where he's able to take these reds on and screw back the ball. Blessed with so much cue power. He's taking it on.
One.
Well, John, when you're not close to the ball cushion and this young man can get his hand on the table, this is what he can produce. What a pot.
Yeah, right in the heart of the pocket. Just shows you with the power, the way the balls leave the bed of the table.
5.
He didn't want the flick on the blue. Must have left him very straight. Nice angle on the blue. He'd have been able to play into the black and the 3 reds. He feels that he can't get any angle on the blue, so just having to roll it in. Force it down as much as he could. Now this is the type of shot, if you hit it too hard, then
10.
less chance of you potting it, but this is where he's very good. You can cue it smooth, get so much action without having to hit it too hard. But he wasn't accurate enough. Now where's the red going? Half a chance for John Higgins, his first of the frame, as we watch Judd missing his 4th opportunity.
One.
Leaving himself a nice angle on this blue. Go into the black and reds, try and bring them into play. Oh, didn't hit it hard enough. Is he on this red into the right corner?
Well, I always look at a
6.
player's body language, and he doesn't look too disappointed, so I assume he can get past the black, and this red is on. There you see it.
Seven.
And we know, and we've seen it through the years, Ken, there's no one better than this man at stealing frames. What a steal this would be.
Yeah, you would say one slightly difficult red over on the right-hand side of the table, but for a right-hander, if he got behind it, it wouldn't be that difficult. So concentrate,
14.
try and get that black back on its spot. Take these two loose reds on the left-hand side of the table.
As you mentioned, that red on the right-hand side of the table, it's okay for a right-hander. As soon as he gets an angle on a core, he'd drop on it. Try to play for the pink.
21.
And that looks absolutely perfect, just to drop on the red near the side cushion. Best do it now, while you've got the chance. A little bit straighter than ideal, so may
28.
decide if it's too straight to screw back for the blue. Putting less pace in, play for the pink. Inch perfect once again. And now the points are all level. Quick glance at the scoreboard confirms that. Judd had 4 good chances here. Couldn't make any of them count.
35.
And although it's got to be done, John Higgins now favourite for the frame.
Yeah. Make sure he gets a nice little angle on the yellow when he pots this brown. He's perfect. And what a message this will send out.
49.
Jordan will be feeling a bit nervous now, if he wasn't before.
41.
Brown and blue for the frame. Close to the cushion, but he only needs to drop the blue in. Marvellous, marvellous. Boy, has this man got some heart. As I say, Judd Trump had 4 chances. John Higgins got 1. And he took
59
it.
on the frame,
Wins the second frame of this session. He's not going away.
Thank you. Judd Trump to break.
Yes, difference now 5 indeed. Well, he'll certainly be looking over his shoulder now, Judd Trump. He knows this man is not going to give up. He's not going to give it to him easy. He's got to make those chances count. As we said, he got 4 opportunities in that last frame. This looks pretty good. Excellent shot from John Higgins here. And if he's covered the red, he may not have covered it. Maybe on this red. And you can use the other red here to get back to balk as well. Lots of top spin.
One.
What do you want to give there for a little bump off the middle pocket? As Stephen said in the last frame, okay, he had 4 chances, but it's true he couldn't buy a positional shot. And this yellow is tricky. But right in the heart of the pocket. Wonderful pot.
Well, he showed a lot of character right there with that pot.
3.
Far from easy.
4.
Perfect angle. Pot the black. He's having a look to see if the red directly above the black pots into the right hand corner pocket. If it does, then he doesn't need to play a little cannon. If it doesn't, he can move it out of the way. He's moved it out of the way. He's always on this other red.
$11. 12. $19. Thank you. 20.
Now, what does he do here? Does he play on the loose red? I think he's going to.
Nice cough. But was able to get up and line the shot up again. Right in the heart of the pocket. And that's something you learn with experience. If something happens to put you off, get up.
27.
41 points needed from this position, so he needs 6 more reds to get to snookers required. At the moment I can see maybe 3 after that
28.
one that's in the open, so he's going to have to play a cannon, you would feel, before he gets the winning line.
Yeah. A bit short of pace there. Wanted to be straight on this red.
35.
You see the angle. He's okay. He can go up for blue, but I'd love to just stayed on the black.
36.
Quite cleverly taking up the loose reds, building his lead. He's taken these very nicely indeed. Great opening red. His long potting has been superb in this final.
41.
Have a look at this opener. Use the other red purposely to get back up towards the balk area. And a wonderful yellow to follow. Just came around, just had a quick look at the red to the right of the bunch. I think that may pot as well into this left-hand corner pocket. So he's got this black, he's got the loose red, but I think the red on the right of the bunch underneath the pink does pot into this left corner pocket as well. And he's got a nice angle on this red now. If he wants to pot this, he can maybe just nudge 1 or 2 from the pack. There's the little nudge, and they're all out in the open now. Excellent shot. Good response here, John.
Yes, he's taken these really well. I'm just nudging out the reds that's going to be needed. And he's judged this to perfection.
54.
.54 points the lead, 83 remaining. Two reds, two blacks. Get him to snooker is required.
Thank you. 55.
It's been a wonderful break, isn't it? I mean, under a bit of pressure, particularly after losing that last frame.
Yeah, I think the impressive shot, the opening red, as you say, but the yellow to the middle. No holding back there. Because sometimes when you get in this situation with a big lead, you think, well, try and protect it. As I say,
62.
no holding back. Wonderful shot.
63.
And this black to go 70 points in front with just 67 remaining.
Excellent break from Trump.
70. $71.
He's got to bout this break very well indeed. Played a lovely red into the corner pocket, just nudged off the reds underneath the pink. But 4 more reds into play
76.
and set him up nicely for this break. Possibility of another century in this final. Incredible
77.
standard from both players, it has to be said.
$84. 85.
He's already had 10 centuries in this championship. He's had 11, so this will, if he makes this one, this will be 12. He's equaled what John Higgins
92.
has as well. John Higgins has 12 centuries as well.
93.
Snooker just does not get any better than this. The 98 Tanner,
100.
unbelievable standard.
101.
And the 9th century of this final, the most ever in a Crucible final. He's not bothered about the
Trump,
pin. He
101
wants to get on with the
under
next frame. What's the reply from Judge Trump? Having lost the first 2 frames. But John Higgins' safety is just not keeping it.
Thanks. Thank you. Frame 21. John Higgins to break.
They certainly are 7 us up a treat. Standard incredible from both players. And I'm sure there's more to come. Not a great break off from John Higgins though, as he left this red to the left centre. That's poor. Last thing he would have wanted, John.
Yeah, he walked away in disgust as soon as he hit the bottom red, caught it much too thick.
1. Switch it off, please.
And he knows that the... I mean, I do believe, Ken, that
4.
John Higgins has got to win the safety exchanges, and well, the break-off is part of that safety battle.
Just looking at the break off, John, as well. A little bit of a heavy contact, maybe. Didn't follow through with the cue ball. Looking at the cue ball now.
A let off for John Higgins. It sounded a little bit heavy, didn't it?
Yeah. But just looking at that break off from John Higgins, normally he breaks off from the other side. He puts the cue ball right of the brown spot.
He's going for this.
Oh,
He's going for this. I thought it was a let up for John Higgins. Is there anything on the table
12.
this man can't pot in the form he's in?
$13.
Contemplating going into the pack of reds, particularly on the right hand side of the bunch. Yeah. Just have a look at this shot Judd Trump played, right-handed.
20.
What a wonderful, and control the cue ball off the pack of reds. Man, Brennan with confidence.
21. Yeah.
Looking at John Higgins there in his seat. Got the perfect start, winning the first 2 frames, but just safety play hasn't been tight enough. And he's in such good form. AC 70% safety success. That's too low, this
20.
standard.
Yeah.
It's quite a remarkable statistic there. Judd Trump's safety success 83%, John. John Higgins 70%. You would have never expected that in the final between these two players.
Just misjudged that slightly.
29.
Just caught the jaw of the pocket. That's why the cue ball hasn't come far enough down the table. A little bit closer to the cushion than he would like. Didn't seem the best contact that either. But no problem. Of course, when we talk about safety success, with the long pot game that he's brought to this final, it's very hard to have a 90% safety success against potting like this.
37.
May take the opportunity. There is one loose red, but he's got a wonderful angle on this black. He can stun into the, again, to the right hand side of this bunch of 6 reds. Now, what's he on? Nothing to the right corner, but possibilities to left and right centre pocket.
44.
But it's gone a little bit awkward. And these are tough. This narrow angle to the middles. Didn't take liberties with it, just dropped it in dead weight. Gave it every chance.
$51. 52.
This time, nice angle on the blue. Just the two reds to the right of the pink. Definitely the outside one will pot. Does that one closest to the pink pot? It's very tight. But once he takes the outside one, of course, that will release the second one. And he's going for the outside one first. So there you see it, 57 ahead.
57.
Another two high-valued colours with these reds will be enough.
58.
And he made certain he didn't hit that too hard, so the red to the right, the pink, is still available. On the red, he may not be able to play for the black, but this red and a blue will do.
$66.
This blue will put him 71 points ahead with just 67 remaining. And after losing the first two frames, John Higgins would have had hope then. But Trump producing the goods again. This has been a magnificent performance by this young man.
71.
So there you see it. 1 4-point snooker to tie for John Higgins.
Judd Trump, 71.
Yeah, no harm attempting the double there. John Higgins comes to the table. And it all came from that break off, of course. Maybe taking this red on, try and screw back for black. Well, maybe play a plant here.
Well, when your opponent needs snookers, you are free to play more shots. Thing is with John Higgins, off these reds, he needs blacks to keep it at 1 4-point snooker to tie. If he potted around and got anything less than the black, 2 snookers would be needed.
Trump just having a quick look at the scores, but he could play one red onto that red over the green pocket and even leave the cue ball tight to this bunch of reds, so he wouldn't be leaving anything. Missed the plant, but he's covered it with the pink. He's okay.
Yeah, he's trying to swerve and pot this. He needs to not leave a pot on for Judd, and he has. Nobody can get through to the one to the middle. That's the one he's eyeing up. If this goes in, no way back for John. Well, this is just incredible. No thought of just dropping that one in.
Yeah, look where the cue ball finished in case he missed it. I don't think John Higgins will come back to the table, will he?
Yeah.
No, he says enough. John Higgins concedes, so he started off very well, won the first 2 frames. Judd came back at him.
Good afternoon, Hazel. And good afternoon, everyone. And Judd Trump just playing snooker from the gods, it has to be said. After John Higgins almost made that maximum break and then took the second frame, he bounced right back with a century and a 70 break. You got to forget about the score line, Steve, and just play it frame by frame.
Yeah, that's the road back for John Higgins, should it present itself. But it's tough to envisage, considering how well Judd Trump is playing in general and how he responds to the pressure.
Have a look at that. John was in line with the pocket there. I bet he couldn't believe that pot. There's a shot to nothing the way he played it. He's on the black and wasn't leaving anything if he missed. He's just cueing wonderfully well at the moment, Judd Trump. Really is. And this was a sensational pot and position.
8. 9.
Needs an angle on a colour to get into the pack. Wouldn't really like to leave it till the last. Doesn't really want to knock that red off the table and then try and play the cannon.
$15.
Looks perfect.
And how well did he hit that? Wow.
20.
It's worth another look at that. There's always a little debate
21.
about who played that shot first. Some say Steve Davis, some say Stephen Hendry, but I can tell you nowadays, most of the top professionals have mastered that particular split.
$28.
I think in general, positional play's just moved on to another level now. What I would say is that Stephen Hendry
29.
pushed the bar up far higher than the 80s as far as trying to win the frames in one visit.
Yeah, I think it was you that pushed the bar in the 80s, Stephen, in the 90s,
56.
Steve.
He was still around in the 80s a bit.
$37.
Anyway, it looks as if it's this player's time. He'll draw on that final he played against John Higgins, a wonderful final back in 2011 when this player produced potting at the Crucible that I'd never ever seen before.
He's got a chance, should he so wish, if he's got an angle, to go into the pack again here, but you can never be sure how they're going to open up.
Just depends where the pink goes. I think there's plenty of room, so
23.
he can get to the red. Well, he can cut this one back. The one next to the pink doesn't go. But listen, everything's looking so easy
44.
to Judd Trump at the moment. You're watching a player at the peak of his form here.
A lot of players, after losing the first 2 frames,
46.
would have panicked. That's certainly not afflicted Judd Trump here this afternoon.
47.
Yeah, I don't think anything was going to faze him today after that session he played last evening. To see John make a 125
52.
break and take a lead of 5-4. After that, he never gave John Higgins a chance.
53. $60. $61.
Slight mistake, but you'd expect him to roll the blue through and then pop the loose red to clinch the frame. When you can play shots like that to get a bit closer, why not try them? You can generate such power off a pretty straight blue. And that's the frame.
67.
Well, this is just absolutely terrific snooker we're watching here. It really is
74.
something special. He's already had 12 centuries in this year's Betfred World Championship, equaling John Higgins's 12. The record is 16 by Stephen Hendry.
And the amazing thing is, Dennis, it's
82.
been so clinical, his break building, but also breathtaking as well. That's not a mixture you see often.
83.
Some of the shots are astonishing, especially towards the end of the frames. But his control has been wonderful.
He's already made 5 centuries in this final.
90. $91. $98. 99.
Outstanding from Judd Trump. That's century number 99 in this year's Betfred World Championship. Turn up everywhere. That picture tells a story. How can you play against an opponent that won't let you to the table?
108. 111.
Well, a bit short of pace there, but expect the brown in the corner.
115.
Have a look at the position as well. Never mind the difficult brown. We're seeing everything from this player.
120.
How many cushions will this go off?
Oh yes, it's in. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cushions, or only the 3. Doesn't matter about the black. Another wonderful break of 126 from Judd Trump, and he extends his lead. It's now 15 frames to 7. He's just 3 away from his first title.
Thank you. Frame 24. Judd Trump to break.
Yes, Hazel, that is the big question. Every player's ambition when they turn professional is to lift that wonderful trophy. And is this Judd Trump's time? little bit pacey this time with the safety shot. He hasn't done that very often. His safety has been exemplary in this final, well, throughout the whole tournament. His safety game has been top class. You could just see the determination in John Higgins's eyes there. It's dropped on the red. He might just be okay.
8.
He could have done without being hampered. Or maybe he's not touching that red. But the one into the left corner seems to be the one he doesn't have to do anything, just drop it in.
Nine.
He's annoyed with himself. That's
Higgins
the first
9.
time I've seen John put a quick one in. That wasn't the smooth action that we're used to seeing. Just watch this. Just a little bit of movement. Very rarely does that happen with John. That shows you how much he still wants this title. You know, he was thinking 15-10 in his mind there. Judd might be able to get onto the black after potting this red, believe it or not.
One.
And he would have been on it without the cannon on the blue, might still be on it. It's a bit tight though. He wanted that black back up onto its spot immediately. He'll have to wait for another chance. Can't quite get to the potting angle.
Yeah, ideally, in potting that black, you'd like to be on the balk cushion. It's not so easy to guarantee position, even if you can see it. Well, might be a no man's land there. That flick on the blue was quite important.
Oh. Well, he took such a risk there, but what a shot he did play, and to finish on the pink. But, you know, it was just a calculated risk. I'm going to play it with deep screw and hope for the best.
It's not as easy as it looks on our TV screens to knock the pink in the middle and play position. I think you'd expect him to get the pot. It depends how adventurous he wants to be with the positional side of it.
Now, this is a big help. The pink spot's occupied. The pink goes onto the black spot. That makes quite a difference. Still wants that black, but it would go on the blue. It's spot, but look where he's finished here. He's only got the yellow. Judd looks away and anywhere but there.
Yeah, what can happen sometimes does happen. Anything shorter, he's on a bought colour, and he expected to be on the black regardless, apart from there.
Yellow ball. Judd Trump, 11.
Can he get to the red just to the left of the pink and near the cushion? He'd have to go twice across the table to land on that, but there is a chance. I think he can pass the blue, and if he gets enough side, he can go twice across and hopefully just land in the back of that red. That's a great effort. It's a great shot. Terrific escape there. Once again, just showing his prowess at the tactical side of the game. He's potted some outstanding balls, and John Higgins has had to sit in his seat and watch some of the balls that he's potted, but throughout the whole championship he hasn't played, I can't remember him playing one reckless shot. If he's pulled off a fantastic pot, he's played it as a shot to nothing, but no reckless shots whatsoever.
Chance for Judd Trump here. I think he'd have preferred to have played that as a stun shot, but he couldn't get the correct position. shot from John Higgins. Can he get the white back out into open play? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough to get it out with topspin if it's too straight. A power stun, it depends on the angle. And that shows you how difficult getting position from the black is. He's choosing the brown.
Rainbow.
Fairly clever indeed. A lot of players would have tried to power the black in and get position, but John knows he's got the pink on the black spot.
Six.
From John Higgins' perspective, it doesn't matter how he wins these last two frames. It doesn't have to be pretty. He just needs to scramble them to give himself a fighting chance.
You're never sure when you split the reds like that exactly how far the cue ball's going to run. And this time the topspin has taken it near the cushion, and now there's quite an element of difficulty to this next shot. Pink back on its own spot, and he's faced with a tricky pot here to keep things going. There's a choice. There's a red to the middle, there's the one to the right, and the two reds and pink up into the corner. You'd think the one up into the corner would be the one, and I think he's choosing that. Well, this is a terrific pot, but has the cannon on the brown spoil things, or can he still get to the black? I think he can still get through to it.
$27.
Some of the pots he's pulling off here is terrific, and another tough one coming up, because as we show you this, he couldn't do much with the cue ball because it was almost dead straight, but this is a big key shot coming up now. He'll automatically finish on the red. Wonderful cueing from John Higgins, and the family enjoyed that one, that's for sure.
35.
Wonderful shot that was.
$36. Two. $43.
Pink and one more red would leave Judd at the snooker's required stage. And what an effort this has been. Didn't look on this break when he came to the table.
49. $57.
How well is John Higgins queuing at the moment? He's potted them from tight on the cushion. He's knocked long ones in. And look at this shot. Have a look at that shot. What a beauty.
63.
I'll tell you what. This crowd are really getting behind the Wizard of Wishaw. That wand is
64.
certainly producing some magic here.
$70. John Higgins,
That is
70.
a magnificent break of 70 that keeps John Higgins in this year's championship. Still a long way to go, but that's another one back. It's now 15 frames to 9.
Thank you. The final frame of this session, John Higgins to break.
Yes, we all love a big frame, and this is certainly one of those, and important to get a good break-off shot, and that looks pretty good unless, yeah, that's a terrific break-off shot. Can't do much with that. It's one of the rare times where the break-off shot has tied the black up. I haven't seen that very much in the final. And straight away, John Higgins wants the black in play. Does this red possibly pot, because he can play it as a shot to nothing? Wow. What a pot that was.
My goodness. Don't think John Higgins considered that option. He did flick the black away from the spot. Perhaps that wasn't what he was intending. But what a shot from Judd Trump. Can he get into the pack? Tough to open them up. Has he got a red into the yellow pocket? It's very tight.
8.
Maybe not. Maybe he'd have to make it with side spin. It's tough to get the power on that cue ball to open up the reds enough. It's very tight, this. He thinks it goes.
And he was right now. Just might have had to flick a little bit of left-hand side on that when he screwed back, because it looked very tight. He thought for a while before going into
60.
the reds, and he picked out a very delicate little cannon there. That's a wonderful chance now.
He's so dangerous, Judd Trump. He's made this into a frame-winning chance.
$24. $25. $32.
You can see Judd just hanging back there, thinking that he played that white ball just a little bit too hard. The cue ball's going to be going towards the black, but he can control this. A little slow roll through.
Thank you. 33.
Well, as you can see, that's 5 reds,
40.
and 5 blacks. John Higgins
41.
almost opened this session with a maximum break, potted an unbelievable double, and then missed the black because the crowd were in raptures. There's one red that's going to be very difficult if he does.
$49.
Well struck.
56.
He's working around the black. He's not risking the frame by doing this. It's the right ball to be working around.
$57.
I know it's a long way in the future for this break, but that red near the green, it's not so
64.
bad for a left-hander.
$65.
I think Judd was expecting just a little brush on one of the reds just to open it up there. Yeah, if he just nudges the red slightly. terrific shot. Had to power that in.
72.
I mean, apart from the fact there's a chance of a 147, you could argue this is a match-winning break as well. It means going into the evening session, he'd just need 2 if he could convert this.
Oh, look at this shot. Look at the shot he's played here. He's a little bit unlucky, but he's got the cue power to get back for the black off this red to the left middle. Make no mistake about that.
Frame certain. Wow.
81.
What a shot this is. Another chance of a 147. Oh, he's come up a bit short there. Can he manufacture an angle on the black? Pot it, screw back. He's going to leave himself at distance, maybe. Don't think the run-through's as good. Perhaps he can. No, tough shot.
89.
I think he played the run-through because he's left-handed.
Yeah. John's smiling. And that's lovely. John's smiling back at him. Now he's got 2 choices. He can try and cut the black in, or he can try and double it up into the corner pocket and screw the white back.
£10,000 for the highest break of the event. 145 seals the deal.
Oh,
146.
that's what John's thinking. He could nick my 10 grand here.
How nasty is Judd Trump? See the nasty side of him coming out. No, he's going for the 147. You've got to go for the 147, surely.
Is he going to go for the cut? He is. It's such a thin shot. Come on, Judd, you can do it. He's got it! He's only got it! Steve to predict there. Come on, Judd, you can do it. Wow! He's done it! He's done it! Look at the red's gone. Wow! This could be the greatest ever maximum break. And that is 100 centuries now in this year's Betfred World Championship. And he can still get round on the black off this.
He's not come that well on the red, but well, this guy can create anything. This is a great chance.
Can he avoid all the colours and get round onto the black? Oh, he's going for the middle, which is even more difficult.
Yeah, but he gets on the black. Guarantees on the black.
Get in, turn, please turn. Keep turning, turn, turn. Wow, what a method. Unbelievable. What a frame of snooker. And Judd Trump extends his lead to 16 frames to 9.